That was Rebecca Black with her hit song Friday, which shot her to international stardom a decade ago at just 13 years of age. The viral song was viewed by more than 150 million people worldwide and became the fastest growing song and video of that year.
Now, to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Friday, Rebecca has released a remix version of the song and has just released her first music project in 10 years called Rebecca Black Was Here. But before we chat to her, let's take a look at one of her latest singles called Worth It for the Feeling.
Here we go again. Last time it took us down to the bitter end. I might need some more healing, but it's worth it for the feeling. Here we go again. Now I'm not looking back, 'cause that pain is dead. If history's repeating, it's worth it for the feeling.
Rebecca, a very good morning from here and good night to you in LA. It's just after midnight.
It is. Thank you so much for having me.
We've just
Happy to
looked
stay.
at your new project there, Rebecca, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But it is 10 years since the big hit. You were only 13 years of age. Quite incredible, really. Tell us how it all came about.
I mean, I was a kid who loved to perform, and like a lot of other kids who had a passion like that and kind of had an idea of something that they might want to do later in life, I was just always trying things and trying, you know, any opportunity to just let myself perform, because I really loved it and I had no idea what I was doing. And the Friday video, you know, before it was anything that it ended up becoming, was just supposed to be like an experience and like a learning opportunity that I was lucky enough to have. And sure enough, you know, it became a lot bigger than that. And if I would have known, who knows what I would have done differently. But yeah, I mean, it was something that I did when I was 13 as a very 13-year-old, I guess, thing to do.
And did you have any idea when you were, you know, recording the track and, you know, even shooting the video, that it would be the success that it turned out to be, Rebecca?
No. I mean, nobody ever thinks that that is going to happen to them. I mean, even if people would kind of give the idea of the possibility, because YouTube was a very different thing at that point and the internet was very different, I never thought that would ever happen to me. And so it was a complete shock, and I had no idea how to handle it, or nobody around me did either.
And of course, that support and those people around you are so important when, you know, your world changes overnight almost. How did life change for you? Because at 13 years of age, I mean, you would still have been in school, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, you know, magically grow up 10 years in a matter of a few days, but it felt like it at times, because, you know, as a kid, you were just thrust into some really adult conversations and situations, and people, you know, trying to make the most of the opportunity at hand. And meanwhile, like, all I really needed was somebody to treat me like a kid. And, you know, other than my parents, who also had no experience in this industry at all, there wasn't really anybody able to do that. So, I mean, it changed my life in, you know, a lot of ways, like having so many people even be aware of me and what I did. And it was also a really difficult experience as a kid to go through and have so many people have such strong opinions about you and who you are. And that's why I think this time has felt so important for me right now, as I've been able to grow up, been able to become a little bit of an adult and figure out what I want to say a little bit. And now I feel like I really have the opportunity to say it in my words.
So fast forward, Rebecca, to now. It's 10 years later, and why now in terms of this latest music project? And tell us what's behind it, what the inspiration is behind this new music that we're going to get from you.
Yeah, I mean, when I did Friday, I had no idea what I was doing. It was never supposed to be the big thing that, you know, it became what it was. But now I've tried to spend the last 10 years really understanding how to figure out what I want to say and make music that not only is resonant to me and means so much to me, but hopefully will mean something to the audience that it could reach. And that is what this project is to me. It's the 10 years that went into the making of this project essentially is what would have happened if Friday never existed and would have been my debut in itself, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it absolutely
But,
does. It absolutely does. Katy Perry has helped you along the way. Tell us about that.
I was lucky enough to 10 years ago be in the music video for Last Friday Night, which is, and was one of the best moments of my life, especially as a 13-year-old. She was so kind to me, and not only did she have me as a big part of that video, but she was just so sweet to me throughout that whole year, and really on several occasions took so much time to just talk to me and be there for me and give me a little bit of advice of how to, handle all of this. And yeah, I mean, she is truly just one of the best people I've ever had.
And when you see someone like Katy Perry do what she's done in the music business, I mean, that must be a great inspiration for you to know that that path is there. And you obviously worked with Katy close up. You see how hard she works, because it is a very, very tough industry.
It is tough. And I mean, one of the most exciting things about the industry right now is there are so many incredible female strong leaders that are creating new paths. And I think Katy did that in her own way. And I see so many others doing that in their own way now. And I guess that's what we're all trying to do is, create something that is unique and might mean something to somebody that hasn't really been figured out quite yet.
Absolutely. Where can our viewers get your music? And are you going to be touring soon, Rebecca?
So I just dropped a project. It's called Rebecca Black Was Here, and it's out everywhere that you can stream or buy music, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. And I am going to be going on tour in the US next year in January 2022. And I'm really hoping that later in the year I can come to Europe. I would love to come to Ireland. I would love to come to so many places I've never gotten to see. So hopefully things go well.
Because that's the greatest thrill, I'd imagine, as a performer, is playing your songs and playing your music in front of a live crowd.
Especially after what we've all been through.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all waiting to get back into a sweaty, dirty club, aren't we?
You better believe it. Listen, Rebecca, thank you for staying up to an ungodly hour in LA. The best of luck with the music project, and hopefully we do get to see you soon in Ireland. Thanks again.
Thanks, Rebecca. Stay safe. Oh, lovely girl, isn't she?
Sweetheart.
It's just bizarre, isn't it? Midnight in LA.
I know, yeah.
She's just doing press.
It's off to bed now.
Off to bed, yes, apparently.